Okay.
Before we get started, I'm introducing our fancy guest over here, Michael Holton from Workiva. He's going to give us a little presentation on something that's coming up here pretty quick, or that you have an opportunity to work on pretty quick.
Hello everyone, as I said, I'm Michael Holton. Workiva is a local company here that does a lot of cloud software. And we make kind of like Google spreadsheets for large companies, and it's better than Google's. But what I'm here to talk about today is a AI programming competition. I get to use corporate money to do fun stuff with games. I'm also a former Iowa State Game Development Club president from 2004. Nice to see that it's still here. I think it was non-existent in like 2008 and 2009. It got brought back from the dead. But it is really great to see such a large amount of people here. So I'm liking that. So what I'm pitching to you is that next week, after the September 25th meeting from 8 to 9, I'm going to be doing a kickoff meeting for Blitz Code. I'm going to help you guys set up an environment, whoever wants to come and learn some AI programming in Java or Scala or Kotlin, whatever have you, Java compatible. We're going to be doing some AI programming, and this is actually designed off of, oh man, I want to have that. It's designed off of MIT's Battle Code. Every January, MIT puts on an AI programming competition called Battle Code, and we basically take their code and we run it again during the fall. So we get some extra practice, and it's kind of like a warm-up for it. It's also a recruiting event. Like I said, I can use corporate money to bring pizza over next week. So if you want to eat some pizza and learn some stuff about AI, this is kind of like just like an RTS, you know, Command and Conquer, Total Annihilation, whatever the kids play these days for the RTSs. And there's a lot of different types of units, you know, artillery, zombies, you know, the normal stuff. But I just wanted to invite you to come and participate in it. I want to teach everyone that's involved how to do collaborative source control. Probably use GitHub or Bitbucket in order to collaborate with a team, teams of 1 to 4 people. We're going to have it go over 4 weeks, so it goes from September 25th to October 20th. And we have a sprint tournament after a couple weeks, then we have the final tournament. We'll do a live stream while we run the games. Everybody will have a bot, they'll upload their source code. We'll fight against each other, one-on-one, or 1 versus zombies, and see who wins. Sometimes the zombies win. But I want it to be something where you can all like participate, learn how to work as a group, learn how to coordinate with other teams if you want to. You can have kind of like scrimmages off of the server just to kind of see who has the best strategy, how to learn a little bit of more metagame, how to kind of structure your code so it works well with multiple people working on it, which is something that you don't do a lot in some of the coursework here. And you get used to designing and implementing some of these algorithms that it takes to affect a really good AI. Something that the MIT Battle Code stuff that's different from a lot of other AI competitions is that it actually counts the number of bytecodes you use per turn. And it's a resource cost. And so if you use a lot of bytecode, you have inefficient code, you use a lot of resources, you can't afford as many units. But if you have very tight code, you can afford more units. And so that kind of gives you an impetus to write something elegant that works simplistically, but has emergently complex behaviors that are able to, you know, affect really good attack strategies or defensive strategies. So that's all I have. Please show up next week, September 25th. I'm planning to stay afterwards this meeting. And I also have some t-shirts. If anybody wants some male larges or women's mediums, I'm going to give away some here, and then I'm going to bring a couple other boxes because I didn't know if there'd be that many people here, because back in the day it was like 5 of us. So I'm glad to see it has grown. So yeah, anybody want a t-shirt? Yeah. Okay, I'll come around and I'll pass it off to everyone else. Okay, raise your hand again. Yeah, we'll need I'll go get the bigger boxes.
Nice. Remember the t-shirts? We got t-shirts too. They're pretty cool. Yeah, that's
True. We also don't have corporate funding us, so. University funding.
University funds.
Is that your pre-shirt, Jacob? So if anyone remembers,
what? No, I mean,
one thing I couldn't get working in my project was the great one for me.
So next week would be great practice.
all right. All right, everyone. Welcome. You want to say something? Okay, cool. Welcome to our second meeting of the Iowa State Game Development Club. For some reason, Jacob decided that I should run this meeting, so I'm sorry. Got some announcements before I start talking. First off, this Saturday, Nate is going to be hosting a workshop about what is a Unity and how do I do it. Basically, the bare bones, the very basics of Unity to get you guys all comfortable with working with the engine. It's the one we use the most in this club, so I'd recommend showing up. It's in Pearson 0141, and it starts at noon. It will be in Pearson 0141, right?
It should be.
Okay, his fault. If it's not, please don't blame me.
Definitely not my fault. Okay. By the way, if you have no experience, it'll be perfect for you. You do not have to have experience with game development whatsoever to come to this. This is your intro.
One thing we do ask is that you download Unity beforehand. It's a quick download.
No, it's not. It takes forever, so that's, yeah, do it beforehand.
We want you to do it beforehand so we can get going from the get-go, or else I'll be running a version of it, so you can just watch.
There's computers in the lab that we should be able to use, but there's only like 8 or
11.
11, thank you. There's only 11, so depending on how many people show up, you might not get a spot if you show up late. So try to bring it on your own computer if you can.
Where's the spot?
It'll be on our, not on our Stewart page. We're not. If you just search up Unity, it'll be on their homepage. It's really easy to find. Just one word.
I'll link it on the Discord.
Yeah. Also, if any of you guys are currently making games, want to start making games, just have a concept you want to show off, you can let one of us know, and we'd be more than happy to showcase it at the beginning of our meetings.
Very similar to how Michael came up and showcased what he was doing and tried to get people to work on it. If you want people to work on it, you can just show up at the beginning like that and give your own spiel.
Do we also need shirts? Yeah.
If I say yes, will you buy one?
If you bring shirts, you'll probably get more people to work on it. So take that how you will.
Also, Gamers Anonymous, I don't know if we're starting it yet. I haven't heard anything, so I assume not this week, but it will be starting soon.
By the way, that is our podcast where you can talk about games without the development part, where you can just sort of kick back and talk about games that you like, different parts of them that you really enjoyed, and they'll be themed, so we'll have a night where we'll talk about what games have the best music and why, or whatever we come up with.
Yeah, but enough that stuff. Now the interesting thing.
One last
okay, never mind.
announcement. We have t-shirts from last year. They look like this. Ooh. Very, very neato. We're selling them for $5 after the meeting. Because they're last year's t-shirts. So if you want them, if you like the club enough to pay us money in the second meeting, then go ahead.
Do you take card?
No.
I mean, we'll take your card. I'll give it back. All right then. Now the interesting stuff. This is what I prepped for all week. Brainstorming. Brainstorming is probably the most important part, because if you don't do that, you'll never start making a game. But the process of idea making, at least for where you guys are right now, it's not super important, at least when you're done with the product. It's good. It's very important to get things started and know where you're going to go. But at the end, once you've made lots of small games, what they were about was less important than what you really learned. However, it's really important to go over it right now. Just to go over the basics, some good advice to remember when you're making a game. right now in college, not when you're professional. When you're professional, make the scope as big as your budget allows. That's fine, but right now you're all busy college students, and you should really keep your scope as small and as manageable as possible. Your first few projects should take no more than a month, 2 months, 3 months. Definitely not really a full semester if it's your first few games. It's really easy to get burned out that way. So try to set your reasonable expectations. It's not going to be amazing, but it's going to be better than what you did before, and really iterating is the most important part here.
No matter how much you want to make Call of Duty with the scale of No Man's Sky, it's not going to happen. So bring it down a notch. Get yourself something reasonable to get started with, so you have something that works instead of something half-assed and then a bunch of them in a row because you never learn from it.
Is that a challenge?
Sure, I'll play it. Yeah. So really, when you're coming up with ideas, whether it's by yourself or as a group, just use the first reasonable idea that comes to mind. The first thing that you or your group can reasonably agree on and say, this is something we can work with. It's gonna change as you start working, but it's fine. Just something that will work is really all you need. And some genres of games are much easier to build than others, surprisingly. A puzzle game like Candy Crush is much easier to make for a beginner than, say, Tekken. So probably shouldn't try to make Tekken for your first game. Just for some concrete genres that are really easy to start out with. Racing games are super easy. 2D platformers and puzzle matching color games. Wow, color matching puzzle games. Thank you. This is all unscripted. So I would recommend starting out with that. You can do other things, and that's fine. Just you need to keep, again, like I said, things need to be very tight, very small. It's not about making this your magnum opus. It's not going to be the best thing you've ever made. It's going to be terrible. I can tell you, I've had 2 games. They're both terrible. The second one was less terrible than the first, and the third one is going to be less terrible than my second one. But they're all terrible, and I'm fine with that because I learned something. I learned a lot of things along the way of making them, and that's really the most important thing when you're brainstorming, creating these ideas that you need to keep in mind. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck there maybe 3 months down the road, and you're just going to be struggling to get something working and built that you can see. Yeah?
Can you be more encouraging?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Shit, I've got to think of something.
Wait, do you consider super flat a game?
Yes. I mean, it was in concept, but yes.
Lines of code.
Yeah, but just, it might sound a little harsh, but scope and getting a very strong foundation when you start making your game is the most important thing you can do as students and as first-time developers. It's very, very easy to come up with these expansive stories and innovative design, and you'll find yourself not making those, and you'll get frustrated and you might quit. So it's just really important. Find something that you like and something that you are interested in doing, but keep your expectations reasonable, and that's fine. Everyone else around you right now is in the same exact boat as you when it comes to making ideas and making games, and that's fine. No one's going to judge you in here for the quality of your game, because we all made the same quality of games.
This is especially important for game jams when you only have 48 hours to do something, because you need to set your scope really low and then get as much of that done as you can, and maybe more if you have time.
But no.
Probably even less, because time catches up awfully quick. The first 24 hours feel like 8 days. The last 24 feel like
an hour. Pretty much.
Less, considerably less, and it catches up pretty quick. So
yeah, you might say, "Oh, I'm gonna make a cool dungeon crawler with 5 rooms and 4 enemy types and 3 guns," and then you're like, "Okay, maybe I'll make 4 rooms, and we'll make 3 guns, but we'll only put 2 of them in there." You know, just speaking from experience. You just want to make something that works, and you've got to keep that in mind when you're making ideas. Your ideas need to be small. They need to be interesting, but they need to be very small. And to help with that, we're going to try to do it as a group to get everyone on board. Let's see how this works.
yeah, you guys remember last week? Everybody was here. We're gonna do that. Well, with everybody, and we're just gonna start throwing stuff at the board and seeing what sticks. And we're gonna try and come up with something that's doable and fun, hopefully.
Do you want to explain it for people who weren't here?
Oh yeah, who wasn't here last week? Plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chemistry test kind of, yep. So basically what we did last week was an activity called Fuzzy Pickles, where over like 15 minutes, you are given a topic and you just have to come up with a game that somehow relates to that. And you just have to come up with the ideas for it. You can make it as, last week was you can be as expansive as you want. I mean, some of the games sounded very not doable.
But they were fun.
AAA companies, but that's fine, that's okay. It gets ideas flowing. But now we're gonna take it back a step and try and think of something that would be possible. So, do you have a topic?
Oh.
Somebody come up with a topic, quick.
First person shooter with cyborg chicken.
Cyborg chicken.
Yeah.
That's what you take one.
That's fine. That's perfect. All right. I heard first person shooter. So, you got chalk?
No. Yes.
What other genres could we make it? Come on. JRPG with the cyber. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We can do that.
I'm following. I'm already sold. I'm buying this no matter what. Visual novel. All right. Put it up. First person shooter. FPS. All right. What else? Grid-based. Okay, grid-based.
Okay.
First person hack and slash. First person, I think.
Bullet hell cyber chicken.
Bullet hell.
Dungeon crawler.
Okay. Bullet hell. Dungeon crawler. Okay. Rhythm game. They're all going up there. All right. How do you spell rhythm? Thank you.
I don't know after that.
And the second half of that will
Yeah.
because that's what I do. Wait, where's the
2D shooter?
2D shooter.
just for you? Okay. So we got genre. All right. What's next?
No, not platform. Theme, like I can't. Thematic set. What?
Art style.
Yeah, that one.
What would be watercolor? Okay. So watercolor, rhythm, cyborg chick. Okay. All right. So, actually, probably first things first. We should vote on which one we're going with. What do you guys think? JRPG. Okay. I heard JRPG.
Okay, something we can do by the end of the semester.
Okay. I gotta count this. Raise your hands high. I can't see half. Okay, thank you.
A Western game would be like. Wait, we're going
Did I spell Baroque right?
13? Put 13 next to Jerry.
Awesome.
All right, who wants to do an FPS? Cyborg Jerry. Literally no one. All right.
Smash.
Just write 12.
You said 13.
Yeah, just write.
I did.
All right. What the hell does VN stand for?
Visual novel.
Okay, thank you. Who wants visual novel votes?
Yeah.
Right.
It's an easy game to make. It's really easy to make.
It's an easy game to make, but it's going to be done very quickly.
Exactly.
We're going to have any mechanics. So.
Hunter,
1, 2.
you gotta make a save and a load.
This could be a choose your own adventure.
I got like 19, I think.
Okay.
Okay. I think based on the numbers we actually have, I don't even think.
They're gonna vote. They can vote more than once. That's fine.
RTS. Bullet hell. 2. It's more than 2. 4. All right.
5?
6, I think. 6 for bullet hell. Nobody for RTS. All right, who wants a rhythm-based game?
Yeah. Rhythm.
Perfect. Woo. Yeah. Okay, so based on these numbers, I'm seeing visual novel.
A rhythm-based visual.
All right. Yeah, all right. That's fine. That's fine. So, for this visual novel, we need an art style. What art style would this be? Cubism. Cubism. Cyborg chicken cubism. Romantic period. Oh my God. Your choice. Minimalism. Minimalism. That's a good one. So it's just a white square that shoots red squares. Perfect. Okay.
Cell shaded?
Yeah. Sort of.
That's what it is.
Claymation. Okay.
Fuck, why would you do that? You guys are making a visual novel about robot chicken.
Possibly beyond our scope, but considering it's a visual novel, I mean,
Yeah, just go all out on the
we can transfer some of the work from the game one called River into
This point, so they put live action people after them.
live action.
No.
not yet.
I'd be amazing cyborg chicken.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not acting it out. I won't do it.
Come on, man. It's for the game.
Yeah, I think it's time to vote because we got a lot. Watercolor.
You know what?
Okay, somebody tell me the one that everybody seems to be interested in so I can just shorten this. Oh, cubism. Cubism. Okay, cubism. Okay, that one.
What? No.
I think. Just put like a lot next to it. All right. So we got a visual novel, cubism. So what is this main character's objective? What are they trying to accomplish by this? Is this like a romantic visual novel? All right. I need to start going.
Wait, can we clarify that the main character is the cyborg chicken?
That's a good point. We should probably clarify whether the main character is the cyborg chicken or the villain is the cyborg chicken.
Or it all takes place inside of. I don't know.
Or it all takes place inside of the cyborg chicken. I think main character cyborg chicken is probably what we're looking for. So what is this cyborg chicken trying to do? Get to the other side of the road. Okay, that fits the theme very well. Yes. Cubism art style.
Understand the meaning of life.
To understand the meaning of life.
That's always like a big thing in cyborg kind of things, right?
That's true. That is a good point.
That's
All right. My thought. The goal of the chicken is that it was a chicken that was brought back from the dead after being harvested. This is a dark plot. So he's come back and he's going up to try and you have to romance your way up the ranks of chicken companies like KFC. That's your goal. You can end the game and fall in love, or you could go and just use people like a villain and take your revenge. Yeah, it's just insane sociopath.
Okay, alright.
oh my god.
It is a chicken. No,
The great manipulator, cyborg chicken.
yeah.
So wait, are you now?
Are we romancing the companies themselves, the managers? How's that? Is he walking up to the building and seducing it? What's going on?
It's like you're trying to trick them into going to a place where you could legitimately.
What if this is just a futuristic reinterpretation
I like that.
of Animal Farm?
I heard the mascots.
Romancing the mascot?
Like Wendy's and
Like Colonel
Sanders. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, if there was a visual novel in Cubism style where a cyborg chicken was romancing Colonel Sanders, I'd buy that. I don't even care what the price is. Just take it. That sounds awesome. Alright, what else? What else? Anybody else got?
You know what this reminds me of? The pigeon boyfriend game.
It's a full boyfriend. Yeah.
We can that cat lady.
No, except you were the human. Now you're the chicken. Roles are reversed here.
Anybody else have any story things? Okay.
He wants to turn into a McNugget and like,
He wants to kill himself.
kill himself and turn into McNuggets like all the other chickens.
He just wants to be like the others. He just wants to be dead.
He wants to fit in.
Okay. And be dead.
And maybe the ugly duckling.
Okay. Okay. Hey, what? Okay, my ass up there. Yeah.
All right.
No, don't. Okay. Put something up there. So. Did anybody else have any additions to put into one?
Yes, it is.
That's not what goes on.
Maybe we make it a choose your own adventure. It's still a big
Choose your own adventure.
That is basically what it is.
Yeah.
So
You can remember Colonel Sanders or
Choose which part of this
choose your adventure.
cyborg chicken.
It's a simple 3-minute game. Choose which side of the rodeo.
Guys, Cubism Ronald McDonald. Like,
I've
Ronald McDonald. God, that would give me nightmares. Okay. All right. So, we don't need to pick only one of these. We can try and.
You want cubism claymation? Go ahead.
I got an idea. So you got your choose your own adventure, but all your decisions are timed. So you only have like 5 seconds to make a decision which answer you want to click.
And you can choose. Or you get run over by a car.
Always have a car right
Whoa, wait, I got it, mixing the two. You're playing Frogger, while you're texting people, like romancing them up, right? You're texting them on the go. And there's forward page and back page, which is just the next thing to go.
What if this chicken cyborg's brain ran on a battery? And that battery was powered by love? And anytime you weren't receiving love, it was going down. So you had to try and romance people to stay alive. And it would work in with whatever. I'm gonna write that down.
What level of romance are you doing? That's a real question.
Well, level of romance. Directly correlates with how much you charge them. You can read
So this brings me
sharks that. What Jacob said. Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I think that sums it up.
Voting on how this game, Abomination, great game is going to work. So,
I can see this coming together.
alright, you get a count votes.
All right. Hey, again, stream of consciousness, guys. You went from cross the road to cross the road of love to then just kill. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Just devolved very quickly. All right. Who votes for crossing the road? Just normally, an actual physical road.
Yep.
3.
You gonna say yes, cross the road, or no?
Crossing the road of love. A metaphorical road.
I just want to know what that means. You'll understand by the end of the game. You won't.
It's a metaphor.
Romance your parents' killers, aka the mascots. Basically the same idea, same premise. All right, whatever Jacob said.
Because I agree. That is something interesting. I want to bang Colonel Sanders. Okay.
You heard it here first. Evan told me something.
And then whatever the fuck nonsense I spewed out.
Yeah, I had to try to laugh halfway through.
I don't remember what you said.
Love powering you. You could do all three, honestly.
Yeah.
You could just do all three.
Yeah, just mix endings. There's multiple endings.
Alright, so what are the endings?
You cross the road of love, you, as Veronica stated.
What does that mean?
That's what we're gonna find out. That's where we gotta make the game.
It means you get to third base. As a cyborg, I feel lost. I feel like I'm
This
not.
is cyborg chicken.
All right, so endings.
Yeah.
You've killed all the mascots.
By romancing them.
Loved all the mascots.
Are those mutually exclusive?
Some of them.
There's 2 bad endings and 1 good ending.
You love one of the mascots to the point that they loved you back.
Yes.
Then you kill them, betraying their trust.
You can do that.
Just like how they betrayed your trust.
And it unlocks the only good one.
What's the good ending? He survived. The other mascots trying to make him into food.
But they love you. But where will he get his battery back? Where does he get the love when all of his lovers are dead?
Well, why would you go to the mascots to get the love in the first place?
Because they killed his parents.
Wait, you turned them into cyborg chickens. You can form them. That was the worst. They're now one with you. They are the cyborg chicken. You are
You've assimilated them. You know what? You're some sort of amorphous blob monster sometimes.
Well,
So basically what I'm hearing here,
Turn you red and yellows.
Wait, every time you kill one, you assimilate some of their
Yeah,
appearance.
when you kill Colonel Sanders, you get the beard.
yeah.
With Colonel Sanders' beard, Ronald McDonald's makeup, and then these kids. And I'm honestly terrified.
Cubism.
I'm a little bit scared. I'm buying this.
Wait, we also need to get traits from like the other parts of the McDonald's cast, like the hamburger.
Like Grimer? Grimace?
they call the crown.
Maybe McDonald's is like a boss rush. You have to fight all of the different McDonald's characters.
Person, hands.
Like romance. Yeah. Yes, we do need voice acting. That's a good.
Of course.
Who would we get to voice the cyborg chicken?
Troy Baker.
Ryan Reynolds?
Kevin Spacey. We get an actual chicken.
If you're volunteering for chicken, you have to give your example chicken cyborg.
Yeah, go up there.
Am I more robot?
I'll give mine. Hey, I'm Kevin.
No, Kevin Spacey.
Just do that.
Ryan Reynolds.
Just do that.
Ryan?
Just do that. Be great.
Yeah, this needs to be in scope.
You could probably pitch a Troy and say yes.
You know what? Actually, that's
Make it right. Then you might be able to get that to transcend reality.
Where'd you go?
You will be assimilated.
No.
I think we should just get an actual chicken and run the audio through different voice processors.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. It's better than mine.
Do we want subtitles? Because otherwise, what the fuck are you saying?
Yes. I think subtitles.
Maybe you can turn subtitles on.
Subtitles are in different
And if you just don't have subtitles on, half of the dialogue is just clocks. Amazing.
The story is what you interpret it as.
That's like if you finish the game, you get to play through it again with the subtitles on, so you can actually know what the chicken is saying.
Replayability.
Or the cyborg chicken speech.
Dear God.
Or the cyborg chicken has the voice of Morgan Freeman.
It actually uses a computer like Stephen Hawking.
Yes.
Yeah.
The cyborg chicken has the voice of Stephen Hawking.
All right.
Okay.
Text to speech.
We need to just write text to speech.
Free.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
How many of you believe that you would not be able to make this game? Raise your hands.
I doubt my artistic ability.
I mean, I do. All right. How many artists in here would be able to draw basic cubism art? Okay. How many programmers would be able to make a visual novel? It's not very.
How many people who aren't programmers can make a visual
How
novel?
many people can write dialogue for a cyborg chicken talking to fucking Wendy? Or
No, it's wrong order there.
Not good. Liar.
What's stopping you? We just that's all there is. That's the only requirements for making this.
I don't want to.
Ideas of quality.
But coming up with something, stuff like this sounds really complicated, but it's totally doable. You can totally set out and do it. And if you look for people that have skills that you can incorporate into this idea, you can get people working with you and you can get started.
What is the title of this game?
That is a good point.
You have good questions.
I'm pretty sure this is copyrighted.
That's robot chicken.
Oh. We're totally clear.
Cyborg chicken on the
Who's got ideas for names? This is the most important.
So like, how do you overcome the copyright of like KFC and McDonald's?
Change one.
LFC, Louisiana Fried Chicken, McDonald's.
No, I think that's copyrighted as another spoof.
For something of this scale, you probably won't be able to get around the copyright. Also, I don't think they'd agree to this actually. Even if you...
I don't know, Wendy's is pretty cool with
Wendy's would actually be pretty good.
Imagine you're looking at the case of this game.
I still can't choose.
You're just looking at the case. It says chicken lover, but it's all in murder letters.
Yeah. No.
Chicken lover.
I mean, like blood drinking.
But it's like blood
In cubism.
Just forget the fact that you're gonna get your ass sued.
No, that's the slogan. That's the marketing slogan.
You.
The text boxes need to look like McDonald's menus.
Ooh. That's a
Your dialogue speeches are like orders.
Correspond to the restaurant.
Do they think they're looking good?
Also, in order to avoid copyright infringement, gender swap the characters.
I'm talking about
So what kind of question is that? They still have your things.
I know Wendy's is Walt. Yeah, no. I think we're basically set.
It's not a name.
Yes, it is. Wendell's a name. You just offended so many Wendells in the world.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Every Wendell in the world is going to look at this, watch this meeting, and they're going to go to this point, and they're just going to cry.
I'm surprised they got this far. Yeah.
My point was, this kind of stuff is totally doable. And setting something with a scope that's pretty reasonable is not too difficult. And just, reaching out to different people is your best option for making groups and getting stuff done.
Yeah. This might not actually seem that impressive, like visual novel that's so easy to make. Not every game has to push you with your programming. I swear, if it was all programmers making this game, they'd definitely learn a lot about art and writing and storytelling. So, yeah, visual novels are a viable choice for making your first games, making ideas. That's totally fine. Even if people argue with their games, you'll learn something from that at least. Not everything has to be technically challenging. Jamil?
What is hands down the most important part of making a game?
Make it. That's it. It doesn't care if it's good, just...
Credits.
Nobody's going to know you made it.
Number 2.
You'll know.
Put the credits at the beginning.
Put the credits at the beginning. But seriously, yeah, just make something. That's it. Your ideas only need to get you so far as you finish the game. Yeah.
So, last thing, let's go with this. What's happening? Fix it.
Oh no, my pen. It's my Doge.
So last thing, if you want to get a t-shirt, come up here, grab it. I don't know what sizes we have because it's leftovers from last year. Again, it's $5. If you haven't talked to me yet and you're interested in being a chair, come talk to me right now, basically.
Can he do a table?
Sure. Yeah. The chair is just sitting there.
All right. Well, with that all being said, go forth, make games,
Oh God.
and be awesome. I'm not apologizing for that.